Hello and welcome to Dickish at Best, where we are two best friends and one homeless-looking guy for our little comedy get-together podcast.
So, it's more funny to me that as you looking like a pretty rough guy who's poor, that you have essentially a bowl of ramen noodles on your jacket, which I know this is a Destiny thing, but what is the poor food of America that people always talk about? Struggle food is ramen noodles.
And that's a delicacy in Japan.
Yeah, but it's also real ramen.
That's true.
So
it's rough when you hear somebody
And I'm Blaze Lewis.
I'm Saul Bridges.
You can find us on Patreon.
and I'm Brett Beck.
You know what's funny about that is that it's real rough when you hear somebody refer to a block of ramen as chicken noodle soup. It's like, that's not chicken noodle soup. Have you ever heard that?
No, I've not.
Oh, they're like, I'm eating chicken noodle soup and they're eating chicken ramen. I'm like, that's not
the same. All right, Blaze, roll us through the rest of the intro and let's get this show.
Oh man, y'all already ruined it.
No, we got this. Come on.
I keep getting distracted by the laptop.
Oh yes, we'll talk about that shortly, and we'll show it to people who are watching.
But anyway, once every 2 weeks, you can find us on YouTube, and if you want it early, you can find us on Patreon/Dickish at Best or Dick is Hat.
Nope.
Dick is Hat.
No, it's Triangle.
That's our Twitter.
We got too many handles.
We got
first of all, Patreon is patreon.com/Nartech.
Yes. We have too many love handles.
Love handles.
3 of them.
I think across the 3 of us, we've probably got love handles.
I've been getting more love handles.
Mine's slimming down actually.
It's the winter time coming, so I've got to build up that protective layer since I'm outside at 3 a.m. in 12-degree weather.
It was kind of rough this morning.
Oh, dude, no.
Yeah, 20 degrees, right?
No. When I got to work this morning, it was 14 with a wind chill of 7.
And then imagine being on a dock with open doors where it's all concrete, so there's any source of heat is sucked out.
This man just literally described where
he works.
You have 2 doors,
and
sir, that y'all can close.
But
okay. Follow up the button.
All right, listen. All right, we're going to roll this off. If you want to watch us on YouTube, you can. If you want to listen to us on podcast services, you can. iTunes, Google Play Music.
I recommend
podcast,
YouTube so you can see the dick. So you could see the dick measuring contest.
Yes, exactly. And also so you can see Nari the Narwhal. Actually, do we want to give him a real name?
No, Nari's a stupid fucking name. Stop that.
First of all, shut the fuck up. Second of all, what are we going to actually group name him? You know what? We are going to give that to patrons.
Sasha Grey.
We're going to let patrons name him.
Sasha Blue instead of Sasha Gray.
No. We got this. We're going to let patrons do it. This is my fun thing for Dickish at Best patrons. So here we are.
Nario.
Oh, God. What? So we have to get another one and eventually do Nario and Nuigi?
Barry the Blue Narwhal.
Barry the Blue Narwhal. Okay, I think
if he was
time.
a beluga, Barry the Blue Beluga would work, but he's not a beluga, so.
Yeah. So
Scatman Carruthers.
Here's the real. Here's the real.
That's why I can't take your
discussion.
measurement of cold seriously, is because of your.
All right.
I was gonna see if you're wearing shorts because I'm wearing shorts, but I also do better in the cold.
So if you're watching, if you're watching this podcast, I want you to look at this laptop sticker. As you can clearly see, the yoga logo is facing upwards, so that if you lifted the screen up, the person behind you would go, "Oh, that's a yoga laptop," and Lenovo is put going this way and not downwards to look and go, okay, that's a Lenovo laptop. But Saul, as I followed his lead last episode of Triangle Squared, we're talking about Death Stranding. So of course I got the collector's edition and it came with this tape, says void if tampered. He put it on his and he put it on upside down. So when I went to put it on mine, I was going to put
upside
it on
down.
Right side up.
Completely upside down.
I was going to put it on right
Let's
side
do a
up.
Google search.
It doesn't. I don't give a fuck what Google says. Yoga decided they were going to put their label that
upside
direction. No, because Apple, what direction is it facing? When you open it up, that sumbitch is right there. Look, hey, can you read that logo? Can you read your sticker?
I don't know, because even that logo with the choice of font looks like it says.
Yeah, you can't read it because it's upside down.
I mean, I can read void if tampered, do not paint over, or remove label.
I mean, I can read upside down to be fair.
Yeah.
But the point of it is that it's clearly wrong, and I followed your suit. But there was so this is what we're going to do. Our first poll that we'll find a way to do.
There's a whole debate going on about this. Laptop stickers, the commitment issue we never talk about. And it's talking about pretty much,
it's talking about putting stickers on your laptop in general.
Yeah, because I normally don't, but this is literally just crappy tape, so.
Crappy tape.
See, because my reasoning is I don't care what people see when I'm using my laptop. I care what I see whenever I take my laptop with me. And I see it. You would look at it upside down from your perspective, but I would see it right side up in this exact seating.
Well, that's a fair argument, but what you said was that this is what it's supposed to be. It'd be different if it was just that's the way I feel about it. On D-Brand,
every skin that I saw that had what would be a picture that could be oriented a certain way was that way. Like that cool robot thing I showed you. That skin was that way. So it'd be upside down to people who looked at it, but it's right side up to you.
Blaze, you got your phone on you? Mm-hmm. Pull out your phone, go to Dickus at Best Twitter, and make a poll, and we're going to share it across Nartec and Triangle Squared, and we're going to get the definitive answer of what the people that we communicate with more often than not agree with, and we will determine if
there's some stupid questions
if we disagree with Saul.
Quora,
yeah. So look, right
will
now,
my laptop die if I put stickers on
Dickus at Best, as we will continue. Dickus at Best. 2 out of 3, so the majority wins here, that this is not the way that you put stickers on your laptop. So now it's to see what the community thinks.
Winner of the poll gets Brett's laptop.
Not the way that's going to work at all, first of all.
How long should we do the poll?
You know what? Give it a week.
This is the early episode. They're going to get this tomorrow.
Well, some people are. So you know what? We're going to go ahead and put it up. And
give it till Sunday.
We're going to leave it for the people who are this weekend do.
How do I describe this without pictures?
Which way?
Damn, and I took the picture off.
Yeah. What is the correct orientation for a laptop sticker? But how do you compare which one? Like, what's A and what's B?
Yeah. So the answer is ambiguous no matter what, just like the laptop sticker. Is it left up for me to enjoy, or is it left up? Because obviously you can put the laptop sticker back on. Like I could rip that tape and put more back on the correct way, quote unquote. I'm not gonna do that though because I like the way it's on. Because see, if I grab my phone,
I'm gonna put up when open.
So here's a good question: say you have a sticker on the back of your phone. Do you reverse it if you take a lot of mirror selfies to get the orientation correct? Because that's the way people are going to see that sticker that's not you, right?
You can't reverse a sticker, though.
You can reflect it. You can go into Photoshop and create a sticker that's reflected of what...
I mean, if you're going to go that extra mile and make
you're going the extra mile
sticker,
and putting it upside down for your laptop, for yourself.
What I mean is you'd be making something specific. In terms of buying a sticker like the average consumer would, putting it on... You can't just turn a sticker around and it's sticking on the opposite side with the... That's not the way a sticker works.
You just need a lot of super glue.
So my point being is that's not how that works. So you really can't use that for the same thing. And, I mean... You know.
Okay, I'll think about it this way. On a car decal, no, that doesn't work because there's only one view of the car. That's at the front, not from the inside. That doesn't really count.
So I think you're trying to look for an example that really doesn't exist. I think that laptops and things that have a fold-up design, there's not a lot of those things because they're mostly laptops. Or like if you put a sticker on like a briefcase, I guess would be the question.
Nintendo DS is the perfect example. Nintendo DS's little silver embroidered label is at the top facing you, and then you flip it open so it's upside down.
Now, what do you mean the DS?
The original DS. Like, I do mean the original DS.
The old, looks like a robot from the 80s?
That looked like a cool model back then.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you mean maybe? Back then there was nothing like it.
I didn't really think that was a very pretty looking machine. The DS Lite looks much better.
Back then for its time, though, see that logo. The Nintendo logo that's right there.
Is like that when it's closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, that, I would think...
One example.
That is at that point...
Well, to be fair, that's one example that sold 155 million consoles.
Well, you notice they fixed that with the DS Lite, though.
Did they? They didn't even have a thing on the back.
Yeah, they just had the dual screen little imprint.
What about I think the SP was facing... So they started off... They're in Japan. They do shit-ass backwards anyway.
I mean, hey, then, I'm cool. What is that?
You're cool in Japan.
I was going to say, that makes me kawaii.
No. That does not make you kawaii.
It does. If I read books backwards,
you know how shitty that'd be if you open up an American written book and just start reading right to left. You'd be like, they
started off pretty crazy in this book. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Man, the ending really fucking sucked. Yeah.
There's something out there.
Could a story even be sensible if you read it backwards? If it was...
No.
Oh, yeah, if you
would
wrote
destroy
it right.
the pacing. Yeah,
I'm talking about if you read a normal book backwards, page by page...
No.
I don't even think it could make
Especially
sense.
if there's a character death, because then you're going to be getting dialogue. That's Benjamin Button.
That's what I was going to say, is that you could Benjamin Button a book to where you have to read it backwards. But then you're just kind of aping the whole Japanese style of reading right to left to begin with.
In which there's way better forms of media to do that.
Now, here's what's weird about it, and it's been so long since I've read a manga, whatever you want to call it. So remind me, you read the pages right to left, but when you're on the pages,
the bubbles are left to right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you go left to right, that doesn't make sense to me. That's the one thing I was like, if you're going to do it this way,
I'm pretty sure that's right. The bubbles are left to right, but the pages are right to left. The bubbles, like the way things pop up in appearance, like you take the top left and go to the bottom right,
and then go
in
again.
the panel.
I haven't read a manga.
It's been so long.
It's been about a year since
one
I read
of our
Berserk.
Weeb fans. I know we got a bunch of you out there.
We have Google.
Y'all let us know.
We have Google.
Google then.
Because I'm pretty sure
sometimes we got to live like they did back before phones existed, man. Before you had the answer to everything at your fingertips.
I really haven't Googled how to read manga.
I mean, to be fair, you've had the internet at your fingertips, but I mean, literally.
Oh no, manga is backwards, just like the pages.
Okay, so everything's backwards. You read right to left in the bubbles as well.
Yeah, I couldn't remember that. Like
okay.
Since I've known how to read it for so long or whatever, or I've read it for so long, I was trying to think back to like if you open up the back of it or the front of it, technically for American readers, it actually has a picture on there that shows you how to correctly read it. The last page of every manga has that on the backside.
Here's the bigger thing: if they're gonna if they have to reprint them in English for our thing anyway, why don't they just print them the opposite way? Is it just to keep the culture?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's a real question. I'm surprised, and I should say that I don't have a problem with that. I'm actually surprised that they allowed something to come out and did not try and overly force it to be too American. Because, I mean, you think about, like, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Ramen noodles.
And you think about, well, I mean, yeah. But you think about, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And a bunch of anime that came over here. We did not get them. And they tried making it fitting to what America expected. So they edited out all sorts of crazy stuff because that was considered normal in Japan. But at the time, America wasn't quite as open to these things. We've changed a lot since then.
Yeah.
But it goes to show you how when stuff comes over here, we have a typical way of really changing it for what it is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Interesting thing.
I'm glad it kept that way, though, because it's unique.
Well, it is. And I mean, I think it almost gives the charm of the Japanese element to it. It's like, oh, look, this is clearly foreign from what you expect, which adds a charm to a story. And the way that they do their stories are quite different already. So, you read manga. I think both of y'all read way more than I did.
I do. I read a lot.
Blaze used to be...
no, that was forever ago.
Blaze was a good old...
It's been about a year, maybe a little bit longer that I've read. I was reading Berserk, and I actually stopped.
I don't feel they're worth the money. It's my issue.
I do. That's one of the things that I still
and I
will
read
collect.
way too fast.
I will still collect those.
Like, and I get it. You're supposed to slow down, look at the pictures, but
yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you can visualize something very quickly. Yeah. I think you can literally see it while you're reading. It's not like you have to spend time to look.
Not,
so yeah, it doesn't really speed anything up. And the problem is they cost about the same as
almost like
as
an
average book.
I mean, if it depends. If
and
you're
they've gone
paperback,
up.
It's more expensive than a paperback book.
Yeah,
and they've gone up too because they were $7.99 when we were growing up, and now they're $9.99.
Now I understand also though that this does mean that people have to sit there and illustrate, regardless of how quickly you move through those illustrations. People have to do it, which means that there's more work that goes into it, but there's also less words. So
translation.
It's like there's translation, but there's also less work that goes into the wording of like when you buy a traditional book, a lot of the thought goes into structuring out the story and making sure it makes sense from a typical reading point. So that means there's a lot more words per book and stuff.
I would certainly argue though that the art takes longer than text.
Well, I don't know, and I mean, I guess it has to be like a mileage may vary thing, kind of like how old Game of Thrones fuckface. What's his name?
There's
R.R. Martin.
George R.R. Martin.
Okay, there we go. That guy. Yeah, that's what I meant. The author.
Fuckface. Fuck you.
Yeah. I've actually found myself saying that a lot since those episodes. Come like, hey, fuck you. But anyway, yeah, that's the thing about that. Is like, you know, when you think about him, he's technically going to show, and we had this conversation on this podcast not long ago. Blaze was talking about one of the other authors that he had that is taking a long time to finish one series, and because the amount of words is so crazy. I believe it was the
author from Mistborn.
I can't remember.
No, it's the King Killer Chronicle. Okay. Patrick Rothfuss.
So anyway, but going into that, it comes down to how much you as a writer or you as an artist in this particular situation, whatever you want to call it, but in a book's case, a writer, how much you are going to obsess over the story and making sure that it's perfect because of expectations and meeting them, how much you're going to obsess over the wording in particular. If it's not so much about the story but about the art of being a good writer, of being like, how do I word this to get maximum effect, which I think that, you know, I don't know, man, writing books has got to be really hard to do in terms, like, I feel like not a lot of people really think about, and that happens across a lot of professions, that people don't think about how involved they really are.
The short stories I've written, it's really, really weird the way I've done it is that I start with a location, and then I think to myself, what kind of characters would I have in that location?
And then would that character have butt sex?
No. And then when will I...
You're erotic.
When will I start like the character backgrounds and who they are and what their motivations are for the goal? And then, hey, what's the goal? What will be the climax of the story? What will be any kind of continuous narrative or any kind of conflict, any that goes in there and all that stuff. And then it's once I have all that storyboarded out, then it's to writing, and then there's revisions.
You know, while we're on the topic of writing, something is weird because it technically was written and someone was told to do this. Death Stranding, we're playing that right now, right? Have you gotten to the point where Sam, you're walking and he's like, I need some water. And it's like, too bad, buddy. All we got is Monster Energy drink. It's like, I need some water. Well, fucking pound this Monster Energy drink. Hate to tell you, there ain't shit else.
Yeah, that happens. I don't know if that dialogue's random or if it's counted.
I don't know, but it makes me laugh.
I got to ask a quick question about Chapter 3. In your Chapter 3, is there lots of roads and stuff?
There was a couple.
Is there like a main road right outside the main distribution center all the way to Southport?
No.
That's mine. And I'm like, dude, they're already getting out here building roads and stuff.
Now, I've built a bunch of roads myself.
Yeah.
But there was a couple. There was a couple. You have to connect them each way through. If you want to hear our thoughts about Death Stranding, go check out Triangle Squared. Our last episode was
138.
Yeah, 137.
137.
And it was in regards to the first couple of hours. We're not going too crazy. It's not spoiler filled. But if you have an interest in that and you like gaming, go do that. But I guess we'll change the topic so that we're not talking too much about gaming here. I just thought that was interesting. Is that when you're talking about writing, it's like technically whoever wrote the dialogue for that was completely aware of the fact that first of all, the only liquid in this world is Monster Energy drink, as far as that we can tell, as far as it's communicated to us.
Can't drink Timefall.
If you can't drink Timefall, but then again, not all rain is apparently Timefall.
I didn't know anything about that.
Well, there's some times where I'm in rain, but it's not doing anything that I can tell, and then there's other times where I'm in rain.
That's always doing something.
Okay, maybe it's just that
one last quick little tidbit. Did you know that you can restructure your packages on your back so that if you have super important fragile packages, put them lower than all the other boxes? When Timefall happens, it won't hit the lower boxes?
Yes. It won't hit them as badly.
Yeah, it still hits them. Yeah.
Yeah, Delivery Man Simulator.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I think that this game is already, like we said, it's so divisive. Like, I get it. I can't imagine being someone who actually spends their whole day delivering shit, coming home and trying to play that game. Like, God damn it, am I in fucking purgatory?
Then again,
not even purgatory. Is this a hell?
So if Saul loses the poll, he doesn't get any stickers from any stickers we do.
Is that the way we're going to go?
Yeah.
I will literally run down to the print shop at our current workplace to steal them.
Your current workplace that is so much colder.
I work 500 feet from our print shop.
You do.
And my brother works in there.
I work closer to the print shop than you do.
You do, but there is blood that works in there with mine.
That is true.
Who now owns my Rode microphone, or he's borrowing it.
Yes, I heard about that.
So I think I will be able to smuggle some stickers out.
All right.
Stickers, not Snickers.
Here's what it is, Saul.
You look like you smoke.
Me and Blaze get to call you.
What?
Me and Blaze get to call you a fucking idiot if you lose, and you get to call us one.
He doesn't get to put stickers on his laptop.
This is everyday. I already got the Death Stranding thing. I already got a sticker.
That's all he was going to put on there.
I'm keeping it on there. As per this guy,
shitty tape thing. Hey, I like it.
I mean. It's cool. I'm glad the tape was in there. But I mean, the reason I didn't mind putting it on there is that it was no work to take it off. Literally, you can't even tell it was just on there.
It's true. It's not masking tape. What is that? It's not Scotch tape either.
It's true tape.
It's packaging tape.
No, packaging tape leaves stuff behind, doesn't it?
If you have really high grade packaging,
most of it doesn't. Though. It takes box with it.
Yes, that's true.
That's definitely true.
So that could have taken paint.
No,
you left it on there for a couple years.
No, yeah, probably then. But then at the same time, probably would have been like, melted to it somehow, some way from chemical fusion.
If I still have the same laptop in a couple years, it would be miracle.
Do that? Okay, Blaze, I've got a proposition for you. You know how we always do a bunch of dumb shit?
No.
And then we do it together, or we say we're going to do it together, and then somehow it doesn't work out that way?
Sure.
So, since 2 of the 3 got Groms, and I never got around to getting a Grom, and now Thor's selling his, whatever. We're over that. Now I've got old truck that I'm fixing up. You need to get your dad to give you one of the dusters. You need to fix the duster up.
Why do I want
and we need to become a money pit.
I don't want a money pit.
Are those really money pits?
What, old cars? Yeah.
Really, it depends on what you want to do with them. Because I'm doing the truck right now.
The way Brett's doing it's going to be a money pit. He can try to convince himself it's not.
No, I mean
it's just how deep. It's how deep.
It's how deep and how quickly you want to do it. Because that comes to be the thing. I bought this truck entirely from the fact that the truck didn't cost much. Because of the reasoning behind why I got it. But I won't get too much into that. But the thing is, the truck didn't cost much, $1,800, just due to the situation as to why he had it to begin with. And anyway, so the way I'm doing things is this is not a truck that's meant for primary transportation. I have no need for that. This is not something I have to get done quickly. This is not anything like that. So
why would you put money into it?
What do you mean?
So, okay, this is something I've never seen about car enthusiasts. Why get another vehicle to put money into to not drive often as your normal car?
Because it's specifically made to be for that. I mean, and don't get me wrong, it will still be a driver if I need it to be. It's going to be set up to where if I need a daily driver, like say my car goes down for some reason, I can drive that truck.
You already have another
every
truck.
day. Yeah, but I'm probably going to sell it once I get this one going. That goes to be the point. It will serve as my truck and as my hot rod toy.
See, I don't guess I still don't understand that.
But my point being,
it's hot rod toy that's clickety clanking down.
Okay, think of it this way. All I'm saying now, putting money into it is a little different, but it's almost like people who have one computer that's entire. And I mean this, and it doesn't mean you understand them either. But it's almost like people who have a computer that's entirely made for competition purposes, where their entire point is, even if they don't take it to a real competition, even if it's just with themselves, they go, "This computer, I've entirely built it for the fact to see how far I can push what I have inside of it, and that's my goal. But if it goes down and crashes and burns something out because I'm pushing it this hard to try and see what I can do, I still have my normal computer that I use for day-to-day purposes."
I have never heard anybody who's a computer enthusiast use two computers.
Oh yes, dude, I've definitely heard that. You don't have your mainline PC running, the thing that you rely on. You don't have that running crazy nitrous, or not nitrous, but the liquid nitrogen cooled stuff, and having to have an open side.
To be fair, those aren't even really running computers.
That's all.
That's true. That's true. But it still comes to the point of, regardless of whether it's going to be doing something, it is a computer for all intents and purposes that's being pushed through a thing with the goal. And that's the same side on the vehicle that you buy just for the fact that it's fast. It part of it comes down. Okay, like you like building a computer, right?
Yes.
It's a relaxing experience, right? Or you like it regardless of how you feel about the way it makes you feel. Working on a truck is a very similar situation or a vehicle in general. When you go to get it done and you're doing the stuff, sometimes it can be a pain in the ass. Like sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it'll be something that you don't understand and you have to go through and troubleshoot. But when you get done, it's like, that's kind of cool. And I got to use my mind to do that. And in this case, you actually do have a little bit of like,
it's not that I don't get. I get all that. It's the time you spent to do it versus time getting used.
Well, if he enjoys it, what's the difference?
Yeah, if you enjoy
but most
time.
people, because once most of this time is done, say maintenance, you're done with maintenance, then it sits there for a week and you don't use it at all. And then you get this couple days.
You spend that time watching the new Disney Plus stream, and you don't get that time back.
Yeah, it's essentially one form of enjoyment that is more hands-on and different. I mean, honestly, because I've gotten so much into doing gaming, like these past couple of weeks when I've gotten heavily back into doing music and then been doing this every weekend as well. So like almost every Friday has been 100% writing music. Saturday comes and then I'm working on the truck, and then Sunday comes and we record. It makes my weekends feel wildly productive in a way that for a while I didn't have that feeling. It just felt like I was watching Kyrie and going through and doing stuff. So this is fun. It's something that I love. The truck has sentimental value to me, but it also has, I also like old trucks and old cars. Went today due to what's going on. I got to go to the automobile museum here in town and saw a bunch of old cool cars, and I just like them. I mean, I have it's kind of like I have a preservation thing. I like this house. It was perfectly fine. I didn't have to put that money into making it better or looking the way that it did, but I did.
But those are quality of life upgrades and stuff. Like, see, this is what I don't understand about. Like, this is something that no one has ever given me an answer for. If you're going to get into, say, cars, and you become a car enthusiast, and you work on your car, and you have this very nice, clean car, but you drive it once a month, well, I don't get the purpose of that. That there's nothing else in life that I have ever come across hobby-wise.
You have more than one Switch.
Yeah, and I still play the Switch. I'm just waiting to sell my other one.
Okay, hold on.
And my wife plays the other one.
I think I may have found something that's close enough.
I'm trying to...
Okay, Blaze might be able to corroborate this more because he's done it a lot more than I have. But it's very similar to the amount of money and time that you put into building like a gunpla. You put a lot of time and effort into building it, And definitely depending on how far you want to go.
The intended use for that is to sit on the shelf, and intended use for a car is to drive it. I'm talking about
intended use for a car. I mean, honestly, those gunpla are completely. You can play with them. That is actually. I mean,
but nobody does that. Everybody drives a car.
Kids do.
But see, that's
and first of all, there's a massive amount of people who buy cars for the sole purpose of putting them and getting them into good shape, be it running fast and everything, so that they have something that when it comes time, they have all that ability. It runs really great. It's old and it looks good. That's why a lot of people get specifically into old car restoration. I mean, like even when you go to a slightly bigger niche, like Jesse, that our friend, he is into specifically older Japanese imports.
Yes.
All right. And in this case, I'm into older American muscle.
That's not comparable because the difference is he gets those, he'll tune them, then go drift them.
Yeah.
That's and getting.
Well, first of all, with this, I will be able to go out and race this if I wanted to.
See, that's the correlation.
Yeah, and I probably will because when my dad had it when we were kids, he would drag every now and then. See, it's not something I want to get crazy into.
But see, that's even more under. I've seen that. That's even more understandable to me than letting a car sit as to me, the thing that gets me is hearing the term daily driver. Like, I got this real nice car, but this is my daily driver because I don't want to put wear on this car. Dude, it's a car. It's meant to get wear and tear on it.
It's your investment.
It's your investment. And the other thing is that I don't drive my truck sometimes for a whole week. That wasn't a bad decision. I need that truck sometimes. I have to have it sometimes.
But and when you need that truck, it's there for you to need it. But you're not going to be able to do the same stuff, or you're probably not going to want to do the same stuff that you would use that truck for, like logging hot.
Yes, I absolutely will. That's why I want to.
So you're actually not going to baby this thing.
No, not entirely. I mean, I'm going to make sure I take care of it, but I take care of that truck.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying like you're not.
I will treat it the same way.
Are you going to like move raw materials and stuff with this other truck?
Yes, okay. Absolutely.
See, that's where most people would have a fresh paint job, no paint bed or not paint bed, but bed liner or anything like that, and they would just keep it nice and neat.
Now, here's the thing about trucks in particular that are weird. The whole purpose of a truck. For a lot of people, to me, it seems dumb to have 3 vehicles where 2 of them serve the same purpose, even though the one, in this case, the new truck that I'm working on, also serves the purpose of being kind of a hot rod. But it still is a truck. It seems weird to me and wasteful because I don't have the overhead money to say, fuck it, I'm just going to have 2 trucks. Even though that other truck is really nice, I'm not completely decided on whether I'm going to sell it. It all depends on what I actually start doing with this truck. If it ends up being that I'm just going to primarily use it as just a truck and a daily driver, but also have fun with it occasionally and just go take it out and driving and maybe get it fixed up enough to where I can go do, like, if I wanted to go do a car parade. I don't know. I don't know. This is very early. I've never done this with a car to this level before. But if it comes down to that and I end up using that for more of a show purpose, then I may keep the other truck and then not do stuff with that. But so right now my plan,
like a bed frame and mattress.
Right now my plan is to sell the other truck as far as I can tell once the other one's up and going.
You're doing the exact opposite of what I thought you were doing, because I was picturing that you were literally going to...
Now, I'm putting the money into it to make it a beast if it needs to be one. Yes, because partially it's fun to learn. I think there's a lot of value in learning how to work on stuff like this. And because my dad's a really good mechanic, I'm learning a bunch of stuff. And I've been helping Trace with stuff too, because Trace has that Mustang that he recently got. Had to help him yesterday pull the transmission and clutch out. And that's completely a toy for Trace, but he also does use it as a daily driver because he loves it that much. He just ends up driving it, which is the same thing I'll do here. I'll drive the truck to work some days just because I'm feeling it.
Well, until you have to fix something, and then you won't drive it for a couple weeks.
Well,
you'll get to drive it a week, then you'll see.
But they're very simple to work on, and it's not a money pit like that, because this isn't part of the reason I went towards this is that this is not a car that has tons of sensors, tons of anything, and everything I'm replacing up front. Once it gets running, any extra stuff to do would either be from me abusing it from going out, which is fine if that's what I end up doing. If I end up doing like race style stuff, then I got a ton of money put into it already. Okay, fine. My investment makes more sense to go ahead and get it fixed and go it again, depending on what I want to do. But in the terms of it just being fine moving forward, part of the reason I'm putting the money I'm putting into it is to make sure that these things don't have to be replaced later, so that I'm not constantly having to take the truck apart when I'm already at a spot right now where I don't rely on the truck to drive. It doesn't matter that it's not, I mean, it could run right now, it could start, but I'm purposely have all the front end and everything off. So right now it makes sense for me to go ahead and say, while this is at its easiest point to work on, everything's disconnected and I'm already having to do some stuff, might as well put a little bit more money, replace the headers, replace these engine mounts, make the truck sit better by replacing the body mount bushings. It just makes the truck better. It makes it more of an investment. Honestly, the upside is too, if you want to say that you don't understand, the one thing that makes the most sense is the truck truck's already worth way more than I've paid for it in terms of collectors. It's a very popular collector's truck.
I was trying to finish what I was saying is that you're doing the exact opposite I thought, where people typically spend $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 into a car to make it all nice and shiny for like from basically restoring everything and then not driving it at all ever.
Well,
and then throwing it in their backyard.
But that,
I don't know
if they want to
throwing it in your backyard. I don't agree with it. But like Blaze is saying, if they want to do it, but
I mean, I get it. I'm not saying that it's wrong to do.
You don't understand it.
Yeah,
but,
well, saying if that's what they want to do, that's not the answer at all to what I'm saying. I'm trying to get understanding on why it's done.
It's because they enjoy it.
Some people,
that's what I'm saying. It's what they want to do. I'm not trying to give you a dismissive answer. It's because it's just like any other hobby you have or anyone else has. It's because they want to do, and when they're done with doing that, okay, next one. Or, some of them don't go to a next one.
So they don't ever plan on selling it or nothing. They just do all that.
They don't know. A lot of them don't know.
Here's the bigger thing. I've never seen someone do to the level that you just described. I've never seen someone do that.
You talk to people on state line who
just let it sit in their backyard. Yeah, but I've seen people put money into it and have it kept in the garage and take it out for very rare occasions.
I knew a guy with custom rims on a Cavalier, and he had to have a daily driver because he didn't want to drive his Cavalier around.
And I know people who do that, but it's because it's kind of like people. This is actually the best one.
His daily driver was a Dodge Neon.
This is the best one I can think of. Mario that I work with has a bunch of pairs of shoes. Right. Every pair of shoes. Primary purpose is transportation. It's actually a very good analogy to the truck. All right, this boy will get dressed up, and he has a different pair of shoes for a number of things. He'll have a pair of shoes he hardly ever wears, but he has them. There's value in them. They are worth something, but he also just likes them. He likes to look at them, and he has them for if he ever does have that itch of like, I'm feeling wearing those shoes tonight, I'm going to put them on and wear them, and I'm going to go out. Same thing I can do. Even if I follow what you just talked about, and I fix this entire truck up, put thousands upon thousands of restoring it, make it look really nice, and then didn't drive it every week, even if it's once a month that I want to whip it out and go drive it because I'm just trying to keep it in that shape, and then I enjoy looking at it outside of that, it's still a sensible enough thing because people do it in other things. That's just the most prominent example I can think of. I know there's something else out there that people do.
It's almost a collection, and restoring is the hobby, not the truck itself.
Restoring is the hobby, and then preservation in the sense of a lot of people do that for older vehicles because they just like the way they look. One of the guys who works where we work, Dale, golf cart guy. I don't know if you've met him. He has.
Nope, I don't think so.
Anyway, he has an old Impala that's at the museum. It's at the Automobile Museum, and it's in beautiful condition. It's like a 70-something Impala, Chevy Impala SS. It's beautiful. And obviously what he does is he has it, and he has it up there as a showpiece. It's an original car with original parts, and it looks beautiful. It looks like something that came from the year model in which it was made. And there's a lot of people that enjoy. I had a blast at that place, literally just looking at cars.
You're talking about the old building one that has like
it's the Automobile Museum here in downtown. It's beautiful. There's a bunch of older vehicles that are all in really good shape. And there's something to that. I mean, I like just rolling around sometimes and looking at old houses. I don't own them, sadly, but today has been me walking around downtown, and I had a blast because I like.
See, I guess it's inherently how I look at cars. Is like cars to me is like you guys know of all things, like all the cars that I've had. It's like it's meant to get from point A to point B. I myself don't really see a point in putting money or time into something like that doesn't need it.
Fair. I mean, yeah. I mean, but everything. But
it can be said that way for every hobby.
But everything.
Golf clubs. You can go to Walmart and get $40 golf clubs, or you can go spend $3,000 on a good set of golf clubs.
And then you have people
who all go once a month.
Yeah, and then you'll have people who eventually will be like, "Oh, I'm going to get my golf clubs polished and worked on and get them."
Not even that. It'll be raining, and they'll go get their Academy golf clubs instead of their other ones.
But that's what I mean. So people do it across the board. When I buy these collectibles, some people be like, toys are meant to be played with, and then there's people who buy toys, not even collectibles like this, but legitimate toys. 100% to keep them in the box. 100% to keep them in the box and show them. That's in there, and there's somebody out there that's like, I don't understand that. That's so dumb. The point of a toy is to be played with.
I guess
for him, the point of the toy is to be kept because he enjoys what it's looking at and the sentimental value, whatever it is. Some people do it for sheer money value. Some people buy the stuff just on the hopes that 10 years from now it times 20 in value out of the blue.
I guess the only difference for me is that like you take something that you do every day versus something you do maybe once a week, twice a month, or something like that. That's where the value for me is. Like you drive your car every day. You wouldn't play golf every day. There are people that do that.
Yeah.
But somebody like that we we know.
Yeah, well, like my Veloster. You were talking about wanting to get a Veloster,
Yes.
right? And for the same reason I have it, I like my little car, love it, and it's fun to drive, and I drive it every day, and I don't baby it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't just rat the thing out or neglect it, but I don't just sit there and go, oh God, I can't do this because I don't want something to happen.
Yeah,
to
you don't
it.
go 4
but
miles
that's
over a speed
partially
bump.
a toy as well. It's just a toy on the far other end of the spectrum than this truck's going to be. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
But and so I mean I'm going to treat them the same. I'm not going to sit there and worry, but it's a lot of work to fix these things up, and I understand why some people go keep it in the garage, only pull it out once every 2 weeks, or when I get an itch to go drive it. And
See, if I had a project like you, I would be driving that shit out around town. Like,
I will occasionally.
No, I see it'd be every day. Like, I wouldn't be driving to work, but like, let's say if I was like driving it to go get food or something, like, yeah, show it off.
It'd probably not be a good idea for me to drive it at work. The more I think about it, because if I go to sell something in somebody's thing and then I roll up in this thing that rumbles the ground.
Who's this cholo?
But yeah, either way, man, we quickly moved away from the how do you put a sticker on a laptop thing, didn't we?
That's the best thing about this podcast is you never know when it's going to go.
Never know when it's going to go.
So something I kind of want to like talk about in a sense. It's almost a one-sided topic, but we did get a request that one time. Whenever I mentioned leaving CVS, I got a request from Josh in our YouTube comment saying he wants to hear retail stories. So I was going to see, I could maybe start us off and then we can go around and talk about our least favorite but most notable customer interaction.
We've all worked retail to an extent. So, I mean, it's possible. Blaze, how you feeling? You want to roll through with bad retail stories? Do you have any that stand out that are notable?
I got a thing. I
can go first. Mine's a little long.
I think that me and Blaze have been removed from retail for so long that we have to dig.
It's funny.
You're so fresh on it.
This story. So for those that don't know, I didn't say it for a really long time because I didn't want to disrespect the company I worked for at the time that I worked there. But I worked for CVS.
But now, fuck them.
I'm not even saying that. But I worked for CVS for 7 years.
You are
as a manager, and 4.5 years of that was pharmacy tech as well. And we opened up one of our locations in town. And I helped build the store essentially from inside out. The store structure.
You're a model employee. You helped build the store.
Yeah, we did the shelving,
putting on you putting
the
up
bricks,
the drywall,
the shingles. No, that's why I specified from the inside out.
Real quick,
I forgot you worked at Blockbuster.
Both of them. Yeah.
Before he answers, do you think that Saul has any experience in like contract style labor?
No.
All right, Saul.
That's why I'm still so butthurt by him saying, "Oh, yeah, I just handle the cold better." I will show you later.
Here we are, Saul.
I built a tiny house.
Do you have any contract style, or I'm saying like?
I mean, I helped Ed build the foundation for like the sand pit and stuff.
Okay, that's a little bit.
Yeah. But
okay.
like other than that, like no. But anyways,
this is what I was going to show him too. Look, here's from when I work. Here's from when Saul worked.
Okay, so let's show this off real quick. 28 degrees this morning.
Okay.
But no, look, it gets colder as I stay, right? Mine, it goes all the way down 21. About when it's at 21, you go to work. But as you go to even lunchtime, it's up to 50. It's not that it's that cold. It's just when you're in
this is a Wendy's. That's 45 degrees. That ain't 50. Like, I ain't supposed to get 50 degrees tomorrow.
Yes, it is. Look.
No, it's not. The high's 48.
Ooh.
Listen,
I'm sorry I rounded up, but I tend to round things up.
I do wonder though.
Measurements, I'm sorry.
Out of like true.
How big are you? 6.5 inches.
Out of like
7 inches. I was talking about your height.
Out of like let's just say like truthfully, who do you think is better with weather, cold weather, me or you?
I don't think it's really.
This is the dick measuring contest.
Yeah,
here we are. We've reached it.
I am curious because like,
what does it? It doesn't really matter. I just don't like discrediting each other, being like, "Oh, well, now it's not cold."
You started it.
I
started it.
Hey, fuck you. Because here's the thing, Saul. I'm not discrediting you. I'm just giving you shit because this is your first outdoorsy.
Sir, I went to school. I had to stand outside from 6:30 to 8 a.m. every morning.
Than doing manual labor.
Kids
There's difference in doing manual labor in the fucking cold when it's raining outside.
Can you imagine comparing the challenge? Like,
I'm not going to say either one of us handles that. I'm not. That's not what I'm here for.
I'm not even talking about that.
I was giving you shit because you've got your first out in the cold job.
I know Brett can like pierce.
Because it wasn't cold in CVS the past 7 years.
No.
I mean,
in my heart it was.
And I'm just fucking with you back.
I know Brett can pierce his shirt with his nipples in the cold and not care. Like, I'm fairly good with cold, but I don't know if you're better than I am.
That's what I was trying to explain. There's a difference between waking up, going outside, oh fuck, it's cold, and then going in. It warms up through the day.
Yeah,
and like trust me, because I've worked out where you were working. I worked there for 5 years, and I was out driving in it. Granted, I couldn't even leave the heat on in the van because you're getting in and out. I'm just trying to tell you, there's a dramatic difference from me. And I used to do contracting work with my dad in the winter.
Blaze.
I get it. I know.
I knew from the second we talked.
I've had to have that realization. I've had to have that realization of how fucking cold it is.
Hold on. Where's the tape measure? All right, here we got tape. We don't have a tape measure, but look,
we got to see whose dick shriveled up the most in the cold.
That's the dick measuring contest. Who can handle the cold better? My dick shrivels up even more, bro.
Whose pee is colder? Let's get back onto the topic at hand, though, because we keep going. I know that pisses people off.
Listen, God, yeah, who knows? Anyway, look, as far as the cold thing goes, yes, I can take the cold pretty damn well.
Brett, I'll say Brett beats us both.
He does. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not even concerned who does it more. My spirit's been crushed, man, because it went from being like going outside. It's 20. Oh, that's fine, man. That's not that bad. Then you get out there and the wind chill starts,
but it still happens.
Like 3 in the morning.
So at this morning, 8 o'clock this morning, we were walking downtown, and that's what it was. And I didn't wear a thick jacket. I don't own a thick jacket because they make me uncomfortable. I was fine up until you kind of it wears on you slowly but surely, like Blaze said. So if it stays cold for long enough, and if you're in the elements enough, like it keeps wearing on me. So by the time that we were probably about 10 o'clock while we were walking, it was 11:30. So because we were walking from the train that came into town today to Hopkins, which is about 3-4 blocks, and because I was already been in it.
Brett's sponsored by Downtown today.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I am. No, but anyway, what I was getting at is that by that time, it was already wearing on me, and then I got in the shade of a big building, and when like the sun's just not hitting at all,
it's 10
and it's just
degrees.
Like, good Lord,
you mean
I'm tired of this.
You mean when it's 2 in the morning in a warehouse with wind going through it?
See, that's the benefit I have.
It's like a goddamn meat locker, dude.
We keep them fucking doors closed.
Yeah. Anyway, we can go back to your topic at hand.
It's just the golf cart is get you.
Anyway, just cuddle up with me for warmth.
Okay, I will. Put your hand in my pelvis.
But in your pelvis?
In it.
Because the funny thing is, we're sitting here comparing. Hold on, we're comparing the tiny dicks here. Even someone who has my same job up in the Northeast,
it's a lot worse.
Where it is negative degrees.
This is Texas.
Okay, but first of all,
I think that's why we're such pansies.
I've got to answer a question.
Yeah.
I've got to have a question answered for me. How do you get into someone's pelvis? Which way do you go? Is it through the asshole? Or do you punch through the taint? Do you like push the dick in?
Mine's been through 6 inches of Carhartt to get the 2 inches.
No, this is a real question. If you're gonna say put it in my pelvis, I got to know how you're getting there or how you want him to get there.
Anyway, I have some good GameStop stories.
Like a kangaroo pouch.
Good Lord.
Anyway,
I retail. I worked at GameStop. I had some awkward stories.
Well, here, I'll blow through mine. Because there's one that
you also worked food retail.
I know. Little Caesars has some stories, but I just blacked that whole experience out of my life.
There's one that really gets me, or that I think about often. It's the one I most remember. So we had a customer I'll call SS. And this customer was...
Slutty Samantha.
No. This customer was one of the most neediest...
Sassy Sally.
We're not going to be able to tell all these stories tonight.
Syphilis Sandy?
This customer was one of the most neediest customers in the world. She was morbidly obese. She drove around town on one of those rascal scooters.
Oh, Sciatic Shelly.
Yes, Sciatic Shelly.
Yeah, that's her.
You might have seen her driving around Richmond Road a lot. She drives on a red rascal scooter. And on the road. That actually sounds just like her too. But she used to piss me off because the store opened at 7 when we first opened up, and we have to get there around 6:30 to do just morning duties. And
morning duties is like when you get to work and you immediately have to shit.
Y'all know how much people hate it when you cut off people's stories with dumb jokes.
This is a dumb podcast, and that wasn't a big interruption. You could have kept going, and it wouldn't have mattered at all. So, this is called dickish at best.
I have to. That doesn't mean the
there
podcast
was a name
etiquette
talk about sticker orientation.
No, I'm not talking about
that
content.
No one gives a shit about.
It's the etiquette of when someone's
I just want you to take some duster.
It's the etiquette of when someone's talking.
To arguing over cold that people in Canada are fucking laughing at us if there's anyone in Canada.
Oh my god!
This people in Norway, no.
How about
is Norway cold? I think
if y'all want to see better content from us, dislike this video if you really think it's bad. We'll see if we actually
or
get
if you want us to keep interrupting
cancel Dickish
Saul.
at best. That's what we're going to do.
Hashtag.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dislike Dickish at best.
Yeah, dislike Dickish at best
Hashtag.
on the YouTube video if you think that this etiquette is poor. But anyways.
Oh, would that work in the algorithm?
Hey, don't interrupt Saul, dude. Come on.
But anyway, so she would get there at like 6:45 and she would bang at the doors to come in. It's like, we don't open for 15 minutes, and she would just be on her scooter.
I just imagine the arm fat.
That's what it was. Yep. I'm telling you.
When you see her beating on the door.
She had a bigger
but apparently you didn't interrupt Saul.
He's contributed to the story.
I paused, though.
She had bigger biceps than me, but
that's not hard.
We would it is from arm fat. But anyways, so we were every morning just about she would want to get, or every Sunday she would want to come in and get our sales ad, but she would want to come in for like 15 to 40 minutes early, depending on when we were there. You'd pull up at 6:30. She's sitting outside in her little rascal scooter, just looking around, waiting for you to get out of your car.
Would you do this in the cold?
Yes, absolutely, she would.
She needs her Dr. Pepper and a Theraflu.
No, dude, she just needed the weekly because she was a couponer too. But anyway, so like
That's
my
all
first,
she had.
no, but she has a lot more than that.
You said that with some stank on it, like she was a couponer.
Oh yeah, I hate couponers.
How dare people
They're
save money?
Yeah, not like entitled assholes though. Like these people were at CVS.
Man, you couldn't work at Harbor Freight. That's nothing but fucking coupons.
It's a pile more goddamn time.
But it got terrible because she would come in and she would always try to pity party herself into deals. She would be like, oh, well, this one's kind of ripped open. Can you do anything for me? Oh, no, I'll just have to damage it out. Thank you for bringing it to my attention, is what we would say, because they're trying to get a discount on something that we don't do discounts on. And she'd get, then all of a sudden, well, that was the last one. I'm like, oh, sorry, we're putting it in damages. We can't let you buy that because it's damaged. And she would sit there and sulk, and she would not move, her rascal. She would sit there with nothing to check out while people were lining up behind her. She's literally dumped out pills onto the counter before at the pharmacy to count out her pills because she didn't trust the pharmacist to do so. And this was in front of a line full of like 6 or 7 people. So my worst reaction was my first real negative reaction with a customer that I had of CVS. And she came in one day and we would always run frozen dinners on sale for 3 for $10, where you get like a Stouffer's lasagna, like the macaroni and cheese or whatever, or like 3 DiGiorno's. And
God, CVS is such a weird goddamn store.
It is, yeah. But the Cokes were 3 for $10 too. But
Walgreens too. I guess I should throw shade evenly. They're both fucking weird stores.
She came in and she got she got like White Castle cheeseburgers, and like she got like a lot of, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember she got 3.
You had White Castle cheeseburgers?
Yeah, the little frozen ones.
Dude, we have some in our vending machine right now. I was like,
them are nasty because they had the little diced onions on them. But and they seep through the bun too with the flavor.
Seep.
But I remember she got 3 or 4
Seeping Sally
total frozen dinners, and she checked out and she went home, and like 20 minutes later she came back and she said, hey, I want to exchange all these and get more. She said these were frostburnt. And we're like, okay. And then she put empty boxes on the counter. I was like, where's the food at? And she was like, oh, well, I don't have it because it's frostburnt, so I threw it out. Oh, no, ma'am, we have to have the product for you to return this. And I was like, if you want to file a complaint with this company, there's all their information's on the back right there.
Hold on, so answer something for me. I thought once you open a food box, you can't return it.
You can't return food.
No, dude. CVS specifically, like if you go there and you buy any of their food items, like that, like if you got a CVS branded bag of chips and you opened up in the store after you bought it and you just ate some and you didn't like it, you could turn around and get your refund.
What 100 the fuck is that?
Dude, 100% satisfaction guarantee with CVS
I'm gonna go
food.
snacking, dude.
Dude, there have been people who brought back a bag of chips with like barely anything at the bottom, and we have to honor that refund.
Okay, so this is very similar to something else. And I'm curious if you've heard this yet, because I think Annie goes to Ulta, right?
Every now and then, yeah.
Okay, and Hannah the same way. Apparently,
returning makeup. CVS does it too.
You can return that shit if you used half of it.
CVS does that too.
If you just decide you don't fucking like it,
100% money back guarantee. CVS does that too. Yep. Then a lot of companies do that actually with makeup. That's why everybody has to do it. Same thing goes for like frozen food, dude. You go to Walmart and you get like expired frozen food or like frost burnt frozen food. You can take that back and they'll exchange it for you. They just dispose of it.
I know that. I know that. That makes sense. But you can just literally use half of it, and then go, I didn't like it, and just take the fucking makeup back, dude. And I'm not saying that they're going to resell it. I understand that they just dispose of it, but it's just like, dude, where's the fucking line? You can use half of a tube of lipstick before you just
decide you don't want it. Yeah, I'm sure you become like Ulta. Like I'm pretty sure they're going to recognize you on your 3rd or 4th makeup like return, and they're going to just say, "Hey, you've done this a lot," because we did that at CVS. People tried to.
You're a serial returner.
Actually, she was one of them. I'll get. She would get buy one get one free coupons for vitamins in the mail and try to use those on buy one get one free vitamins. And she would try to get 2 bottles of vitamins for free. It's like, no, you have to buy one to get the deal on either one of these.
So Sally Supercut. That's what it's.
Sally Super Cute. Actually, that's way
Sally Supercut.
No. But anyways, so
super cute.
I didn't say no about no Sally.
Cute. That's what you said. Sally Super Cute.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
I'm gonna roll back and listen to this.
We'll do it
because I don't believe. I mean, this is afterwards, but I don't believe you. I think that you're trying to. I think you're putting out some of your
satellite.
Cellulite. Cellulite starts with a C. It was a joke.
But anyways, so she brought back these 3 boxes, and she had left like maybe 30 minutes, and so it was all pretty much just empty boxes. And we were like, we can't return that without your actual merchandise. And she was like, oh well, I ate it all. I was like, you did not drive home on your rascal scooter at 5 p.m. on Richmond Road and make all these dinners and then eat them. So I told her, I'm like, no ma'am, I'm like, you have to call the vendor on the back of this right here and get with them. I'm pretty sure they're going to mail you a new box. They're like, oh well, they can't mail these are frozen. And I said, you can mail frozen items. They were going to come in an ice chest. And she was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just see you guys later then. And she left. Well, I went home that day. I actually was right there getting off at 5 o'clock. And I remember about maybe 6 o'clock, I got a call from my store manager. And she called me. She said, hey, did you tell a customer that she can bring these empty boxes back and get these 3 new items for free? And I said, oh, that fat bitch? But I was on speakerphone with a customer. And
I'm off the clock. Doesn't matter what I say.
And she said, hold on, let me put you off speakerphone. And I was like, oh, I'm fired, aren't I? Like, that was my first thing after I said that. She's like, no. She's like, but you didn't tell her that? I said, I didn't tell her. I told her. She came in trying to return this, and I told her she can't return them. So I never told her to come back or anything. And she was like, oh, okay. Well, thank you. She hung the phone up. Apparently, like, that really pissed her off. But I was also one of her favorite employees because she thought she could get over on me, when in reality, I was offering.
You seem so
it's funny how close you sound.
Hunky cute Saul.
You sound so similar,
Michael.
but she's not old. She's not an older woman.
Tickle my flaps, Saul.
But she
Tickle my folds.
She would always try to get around on things. Like I said, like she would try to do buy one get one free vitamins, and our store manager was like, "Why don't you just tell her you'll take the coupon and you'll put both vitamins half off? That's buy one get one free."
Yeah.
It's the same savings.
Yeah.
She would think that she's getting a good deal out of that.
Yeah. You know what? I think she was just coming up there bothering you because she wanted you to run away and with her on her rascal. Like, you hop on the back of the rascal and y'all just ride into the sunset.
There's a lot more problems out of this customer, but I want to get into those now. What about you guys?
Well, someone shat in our GameStop and left it there.
Who did that?
I don't know.
And it's we weren't supposed to open the bathroom to the general public, but sometimes we did.
Anyway.
So how do you not know? Because it would have been the only...
The thing is, they didn't take their pants down. It came out of the pants leg. We looked at it on the camera.
Was it Felipe?
No, it wasn't an employee.
I'm just joking. Felipe watches the show. Who was it? Was it Seth?
We don't know.
It's somebody y'all know because Brett's laughing so hard.
I'm laughing because you are just going through making this seem like it's some in-depth
like there was a lot of thought to shitting on the floor in a public.
I mean, you gotta plan your route to escape. You gotta plan the time it takes
they were shit on the floor.
That's my horror.
And then I got into it with a redneck that tried to pay for pizza with a ripped 50. And I was like, dude, I'm not taking that. It's fucking ripped. It's
was it
legal
like,
U.S. tender. I don't give a shit.
Was it like ripped?
Go tape it. Well, why don't you tape it? It's not my 50.
Was it ripped fully in half?
Yes.
Oh, you actually can't accept that.
I know.
Anyways,
I was like, go tape it. Why don't you tape it for me?
You can't even accept it if it's taped.
I make pizza. I don't tape dollar bills.
Oh, that's a funny one.
Oh yeah, dude. No, I was.
Why don't you tape it? It's not my fucking 50.
How sanitary? Without saying the name of that company, that pizza place, how sanitary is it really to eat at?
I think we already said the name, but
yeah, it was Little Caesars.
Yeah. Oh well, no,
it doesn't matter.
I said early.
Dude, they're pretty sanitary. I mean, there's always stuff that's kind of like every now and then you're like, but that's anywhere.
That's literally
but for the most
anywhere.
part, they have a pretty detailed, like you have 2 sets of sprays and all that kind of stuff. That was my favorite first job.
My favorite first job.
That was my first job when I was 16. And I enjoyed it because that was before they were busy, so we made shit to eat all the time. And
I enjoyed working at JCPenney's as my first job. Other than people literally getting there at like 4:45 in the morning when we got there at 5, like shoppers.
People come knock on the door for pizza at 8 o'clock, and we don't open till 10. We just have to make all the shit.
What? Oh, yeah, do all your prep?
Well, you make the dough most of the time.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine having somebody know that y'all don't open till 10 and just beating on the door,
beat the door
for 2 hours
or when
straight?
you're closed? I just want to buy the pizza. Oh, sorry.
I know, dude, when I worked at the CVS that closed at 10, people would literally pop up at 10:01, come up there and look at the window and just sit there and look around. It's locked, and they'll sit there and knock.
Oh, dude, that's GameStop.
And then they'll wait for you out in the parking lot at 10:30 when you walk out, say, hey, I needed to go in there and get a prescription. Dude, we closed 30 minutes ago. We didn't unlock the door for you because we were
GameStop,
closed.
They'll come in with a handful of like shitty looking consoles.
PS2 games or something.
Yeah, and one to try to get cash. It's like I was almost like, I'll give you $5 to fuck off somewhere. That's more than you'll get for that.
Take it to Borderlands back then.
I'll give you $5 to fucking leave.
Dude, I was
playing my own wallet.
Dude, what game was it? I was playing Magic with DC at Borderlands one night, and it was when he was the manager on duty or whatever. And somebody brought in a stack. It was probably of 12 to 15 sealed copies of a PS4 game. And I don't remember what it was, but I remember DZ just looking at it and saying, just get out of here. Like, they're obviously stolen because they were all sealed of the exact same game. And it was a comical game. Like, I think it was just Dance Game.
Dude,
like,
every GameStop's across the street from a Walmart. Just
dude, which is like the amount of times. And I'll even go in and say I did it when I was a kid and was stupid. But it goes to show, and that's why whenever I started working and actually had money, I was like, I know this game, people. I know this game. Just I ain't falling for it.
No, my favorite. How much more in-store credit do we need? Oh, you need about $6. Oh, we'll be right back.
I'll be right back.
My friend, he met us up here with this game of his, but he didn't have the case.
I at least appreciate that they open the cases.
Happens.
Oh yes,
all
very
time,
much.
Dude.
Yeah, dude, working at GameStop was a wild situation. Like, at least here, there were all beside stores. So you can go to Target, you can go to the GameStop, you can go to the mall, you can steal anything from. I mean, well, at the time, I should say, when GameStop was first came, we still had like FYE and Sam Goody. You just go across, get that. That's changed now. There's not really anywhere that you can get games in the mall besides GameStop. So, kind of works out.
Our mall will be dead in a couple of years.
I hope not. I mean, just because I don't want our
town
to have a bad thing happen.
I hope not either, but have you been in? Well, you've been in
yes,
there.
I have been.
Just
it's very vacant.
Vacant.
Vacant is the word that I will use.
Downriching.
Saul's in deep thought.
I'm trying to think.
I'm deep in Saul's thought.
Do I change that fucking sticker on my laptop?
Maybe they are right.
This whole episode, he's just been thinking about it.
No, he goes home and he draws it out and and then Andy's like, "What's wrong?" Oh, nothing.
Bragg walks in here and this shit's just missing. Like, I have it. So I took it home to replace the tape. Then all of a sudden it pops back up on Sunday. It's like, Saul did take that shit because it's here now that he's back.
Mm-hmm. Sunday Solomon.
That fits in more ways than one.
Sassy Saul. Oh no, we already did sassy.
Yeah, we did sassy. We got to come up with new adjectives if we're gonna do that. You already landed on slutty. That's a classic. Mm-hmm. Slutty Susan has got a lot.
Trampy Saul.
These are nothing but MySpace names.
Also, good lord. So, how do you feel about Death Stranding using your last name? Does it feel?
They're 2 letters away from it being Saul Porter Bridges. Dude, can you imagine?
If one
of my favorite game developers, and that was his name.
My middle name was Porterhouse. Porter.
That reminds me of a kid we went to school named Porter. Like, I don't remember his last name, but I know
his
it wasn't
first
House.
name was Porter.
Yeah, he was in your grade, or actually your grade.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
That sounds like somebody's last name that they just call him by the last name, like
No, it was his first name. I think his last name was Jones or Johnson, something like that. We played football with him at Kilpatrick after school a lot. People called him Porker because he was big.
Oh, that's mean. Coming from the people that were just making fun of flaps. Then again, it's the way that you said it.
Well, to be fair, I called her a fat bitch because like that's one of those people that like everybody
to defend my shitty action.
Yeah, everybody. That's one of those that's like you just want to say the meanest thing, or you think of them in the meanest way possible because of the disdain that you have for them. Because she was truly like, she would be one of those kind of people that walk in with a piece of paper and like, here's my shopping list. Go the fucking get it.
You should write a black metal song about her.
With your 2011 Saul hair curl flip thing.
Mm-hmm. This is like a little bit sooner. That's
be a metalcore song at that point, but it'll work. It'll still work.
I can't help it. My hair is curly like this when it gets long.
It must be miserable to have curly hair when it gets long.
It must be miserable to have no receding hairline whatsoever. Ooh, oh, woe is me. Need my hair cut.
I'm gonna pay you $15 to shut the fuck up.
Please, I need money.
I wish someone paid me $15. Shut the fuck. He has a truck to build. Though.
We have an audience that is more than willing to start a GoFundMe for a hair loss surgery for you. Or you, Blaze.
That is not true. As much as I wish it was, that is not true.
As much as I wish, hint, it's not true.
No, I mean, it's just, it will never happen. So one of these days I will embrace being bald, and then me and Blaze will be bald, and we'll be the bald people on the podcast, and you'll be the one person that looks like a fucking idiot.
My hair will be warm.
We'll just be sitting here jealous.
Imagine
rubbing our head.
Imagine how cold your dumb head's going to be out of that dock.
Yeah. Joke's on you.
What we're going to do is we're going to be bald. We're just going to sit there. Half the episode is just going to be us rubbing our bald head staring at you.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. Like, if y'all go bald, get that Carhartt beanie I bought at Academy. That shit's too hot for my fucking head.
Fuck that, bro. If I'm going bald, I'm going to take the benefit of not having hair on my fucking head for, to go through.
You're going to put Vaseline on your head.
It sucks in a way because my dad's bald.
Your skin's going to get chapped.
Dude, when my dad starts sweating.
Look at my hands. Look at how ashy my hands are.
This is why I don't want to be bald. Your hair catches a lot of sweat if you get into doing something hot. My dad fucking sweats and immediately just goes right in his face. I'm like, I would almost keep a shitty hairline just to make sure that sweat doesn't roll in my eye.
David was his name. He was one of our delivery drivers at CVS who would bring stuff in. And any time during the summer, he would bend down to like have you sign his pin pad, and it's just like the second he bent down, you can see sweat starting to go off of his nose, like from the top of his head, just whoosh. Like, dang, man.
Sad days, man. We're not there. I guess I'm thankful for that.
You could, like, you know how you get excited when you're looking up at a new kind of product to try and use, like a new beard oil or something like that? You'd be like, yeah, new head balm. Gotta make my dome shiny.
No, I'm just waiting until I get
bald
shredded.
Wax. And then be bald?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that look works, right?
Yeah.
Is it because of Mr. Clean? Did he fuck with the way that we view bald-headed people?
I don't know. My dad's not shredded. He's just fucking mean looking.
That's true.
I think he's just mean.
No, that's true. I mean, he looks a little bit better now that he's lost weight, but he's also so red in the face.
Also, I forgot to tell you, like, my last day, if not the second to last day, I met somebody who knows you both, but mainly knows you because he's your dad's friend. He's a guy that has a handlebar mustache. I want to say he worked. Where did he work?
Red River?
Maybe so, yeah.
Mike doesn't have a handlebar mustache. He has a goatee.
It might be a goatee then.
But it'd have to be Mike if his dad's friend and knows both of us.
He knows both of y'all, and he's seen y'all at the shop play before.
That sounds like Mike. Yeah. That almost has to be Mike.
Dude, somebody that came...
Cool story. His name's Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm. Is it really? Yeah. He was one of our regular people for the longest time, and when I told him where I'm going to work, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I know somebody works up there, somebody named Brett. I'm like, how the fuck do you know this guy?
Small world.
Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, I was like, that's one of my buddies. He's like, yeah, he's like him and he's like Blaze. He's like Blaze and his dad are real good. Me and him are real good friends. He's like, have you ever heard them play music? I said, yeah. They're like, they can jam. He's like,
Mike's nice.
He said they're into that dark metal stuff. I was just like, okay. He's like, it ain't for me, but more power to him. Or something like that.
That sounds like Mike, because he's very much the row your boat your own way. I'm not going to fucking judge.
Yeah,
which is fine. That's how it probably should be.
I mean, he was always a cool customer. It was just we never had a personal conversation.
Is he real tall?
Yeah,
that's definitely Mike.
He's a little bit taller than I think me, so maybe around your height, if not a little bit taller.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Mike's a good guy. All right, so what else we got to talk about here? Because I know that we got to let y'all get out of here within reason. So I'm just trying to make sure we don't lose too much track of time. But
what is one food that God said you can never eat again and you'll be perfectly okay with?
That God said?
Yeah.
That supposes that I believe in God. You putting that on me?
That's too deep.
You putting that on me, bro?
Yes.
It's getting
maybe
deep.
I do, maybe I don't.
Okay. Well, there's one food you could never eat again.
Let's just say at one food.
One food you never eat again, or if you eat it, your dick falls off.
Ooh, then it comes down to
what food do you have to avoid?
How much do I love my dick versus how much do I love this food?
No.
Okay, how about this? No, that's better game. Best macaroni and cheese in the world. Never get to eat macaroni and cheese again, or your dick falls off.
That's the game?
Yes, that's the game. Which one?
I think I'd keep my dick in that
What
situation.
is the ingredient?
But I'd have to. Here's the thing. I'd have to try the best mac and cheese in the world before.
Then you'd eat the mac and cheese. Like, it sounds like pussy.
What is your definition of macaroni and cheese?
Every time
I did that to my mother-in-law one time. I was cooking in her house. And she's like, "Can you go stir that?" The mac and cheese, and you started it. She goes, "You're fucking gross." I was like, "You're the one thinking it. I'm just stirring some good ass mac and cheese."
What is your definition of mac and cheese?
What the fuck is that question?
What's it abbreviated in the goddamn name?
So, like, if I took...
what's your definition of mac and cheese? A peanut butter jelly sandwich.
So, if I took a bowl of macaroni...
I'd be okay with never eating pickles again, to answer your last question.
Oh, man, I fucking love pickles. But if I covered it with chili...
Pickles, goddamn, yeah. Get those out of
They
here.
ruin chicken sandwiches across the
Oh,
world.
fuck, y'all are both wrong.
No.
They ruin chicken
That's
sandwiches.
a new poll. Do you like pickles on chicken sandwiches?
Pickles on chicken... I thought you messed up the words, and my brain just processed it wrong.
Chickle sandwich.
I thought you said chickle sandwiches. But
I think I did. Chickle sandwiches.
Okay, but hold on. What were you going to say?
I was going to say a spicy chicken sandwich.
Oh, you're talking about mac and cheese, though.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you have a bowl of macaroni and cheese. Macaroni. If I add a can of chili to it and a handful of cheese, is it macaroni and cheese?
No, it's chili mac.
There we go.
Well,
Okay.
now, hold on. It's technically half mac and cheese.
But does that...
Well, that depends
does
on the
my dick
ratio
fall
of
off, or
chili.
does
But
half
that
my
does
dick
depend
fall
on the
off?
ratio of chili, because then it's just
That's why I said a
macaroni with
handful
way,
versus a can.
Velveeta shells and cheese.
That's
made
not,
with milk.
That doesn't
with a little
count,
extra
though.
cheese head on top. Yes, it is. That's
Velveeta's not real
macaroni and
cheese.
I don't give a fuck.
Neither is fucking Singles. Neither are American Singles.
Yeah, Kraft.
Look, I'm trying to get crafty here. If I'm
trying to get crafty.
The
find my way around
the
it.
Kraft powder that you add to your...
Hold on. First of all,
Powdered cheese
Velveeta cheese or shells and cheese is not powder.
No,
I'm talking about your macaroni and cheese. You're adding that fake chili to.
I'm not gonna lie. That there is a Kraft macaroni and cheese, but it's the deluxe one. That stuff's good.
No.
Yes. Have you ever had it?
Unless it's the Kraft Deluxe that they have that comes with the actual cheese that's essentially Velveeta, then yes.
It's a cheese sauce, yeah.
Then that one's fine. Powdered cheese, get that shit out
I
of
said
here.
deluxe.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
I still like that one, though. I'm not gonna lie.
No, fuck, dude.
That tastes like
Hold
childhood
on.
memories and poverty.
Here's the real thing. You don't have kids.
Childhood memories of poverty.
You don't have kids. But how would you feel if Blaze, you ever go to a place and be like, and your kid's like, you're like, what do you want to eat? Like, because you go out to
French
eat,
fries.
whatever, and then the kid goes mac and cheese, and you go, okay, and the mac and cheese is like $3, but you're like, it's not that much, it's okay because we're at a restaurant, and then they bring out fucking Kraft mac and cheese. That shit makes me want to throw it against the wall and be like, why the fuck are you charging me $3?
When a box is $1.50.
No, dude, I don't usually order them kids meals because unless it's certain places
they
like
never
you get a
fucking
free
eat.
A, they never eat it. B, it's usually a ripoff for the price. I usually order them some sort of like side thing that is something they like to eat, or the adult chicken tenders, and let them split it.
Yeah, I've done that.
And then whatever they don't eat, I take for lunch.
Now, I don't have 2 kids, so I don't have to do that. But I mean, I've done that too. I've just gotten Kyrie aside because I'm like, no, you don't ever eat anything. It's a real problem with kids, man. So you should be glad you never have them. I bought food yesterday for Kyrie, and the whole conversation coming into it was, you're going to eat all this food, right? Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was like, I buy you a ton of food and you don't eat it. I said, but if I buy you something and you don't eat it all, you're going to get in trouble. And here's Kyrie's, the great kid story, right? Every time it's something they don't want to do, suddenly, out of the blue, my stomach hurts.
Or it's like, oh, they're having to sit in the buggy. I gotta go potty. Bullshit.
Whatever excuse you can have. But then you got to do when it's the I gotta go potty excuse. You got to play that game of how much do I want to try and call their bluff on the off chance. It's a little different with your kids because I think they're both still in diapers technically, right? Or
he wears
Jensen
pull-ups.
finally transferred.
But the thing is, we'll go there and he'll be like, all done. I'm like, homie, I'm looking at your goober. I know you didn't pee. I'm like, don't lie to me.
So what do you say when Kyrie says my stomach hurts?
Wash my hands.
So, you see, the stomach hurts thing, here's the problem. I had to literally look her in the eye last night and be like, what does it even... Like, I was like, okay, your stomach hurts? She goes, yes. I go, what does it feel like? I don't know. And then I had to go this thing of like, does my kid have some kind of fucking crazy stomach disease that I can't even take seriously? Because every time that something comes up that she doesn't want to do, she goes, my stomach hurts. Dude, it's like, I told her, I was like, you're the
No, then that's when you do it.
You're the girl that cried wolf.
Well, do you want some soda?
Oh, no, I've done that.
Yeah, and then she'll drink it and be like, hey.
I want him to say that. I'd be like, because yesterday I bought her a Frosty. We were coming back really late. I had to help Trace change the transmission. So I was like, fuck it, I'm eating Wendy's. I got her food, and I said, hey, if you eat all your food, you can have this little junior Frosty. I'll spend $1 on it on the off chance that you actually listen to me and eat all your food. We get here, I'm like, my stomach hurts. And then I'm like, well, I guess you don't want your Frosty then. And then suddenly, no, but I want my Frosty. Then eat the fucking burger. But here's the other thing. Have your kids started doing the thing where they're full of one thing yet? Have you heard them be like, I want this, and you fix them a plate with like one chicken strip and mac and cheese, right? And then they go and then they eat the mac and cheese, or they eat half the mac and cheese, and then they go, what, you're not going to eat the rest of the mac and cheese? I'm full of mac and cheese. What about your chicken strip? I'm going to eat it. What the fuck do you mean you're full of one item?
No, because it's either pancakes and sausage or hot fries and nuggets.
Hot fries? What
she
is
calls
that?
them, instead of saying French fries, she says hot fries.
Ember?
I think it's because anytime we get fries, I'm like, hey, babe, they're hot. Yeah.
Yeah. Kids' minds work in mysterious ways.
I just realized.
I'm trying to think if I ever did like that.
I don't have that water that I got.
What the fuck did you do with it?
I guess it's out there on the counter.
Oh, well, you spilled fucking alcohol over my daughter's paperwork? Part of me wants to send it back in the folder to school because I don't drink really. It's.
Oh, I wasn't drinking either. It was an old bottle. I was trying to see how much was in it.
Hold on, what I'm saying
I did this. I was trying to hear it.
Hold on. Here's my thing. If you sit paperwork back to school, and okay, let's say this: if you were a teacher at school and your kid comes up and you open up a folder and suddenly you just smell burst of alcohol on a 4-year-old's thing,
and she has a black eye,
what are you going to think? And she has a black eye. Fuck it, let's just embellish the story.
Yeah, you're acting like 3 drops of alcohol is going to just.
First of all, alcohol smells really strongly. So the fact that you'd be able to continue smelling it, I guarantee you,
just
if we
cover
went in there
it
right
with
now,
just go throw Germex all over the fucking paper too. What happened? I spilled some grape juice
probably shit
and
that's
some
been
Germex.
sitting there for a month. Don't you?
Hey, I'm not the one.
Smells.
You missed the whole thing. So he opens it up and then he goes, "How much is in here?" And he just goes,
no, I was jiggling it because it felt like because those bottles are so heavy that it felt empty. I thought it was empty. I did not feel liquid in there.
He immediately goes, "How much is in this?" and just takes the bottle and he does not shake it. He literally just like throws it sideways while still holding it.
I did this,
and it just goes.
It was by my head.
Yeah, so that's how this story came about.
Well, I'm sorry that I got my ass up after 3 hours sleep to come record this stupid fucking podcast.
I don't want you to
no
steal
one
the
puts
tape.
their stickers on correctly.
Yeah, Saul. Goddamn it, we're coming back to this.
I wonder if I can find a tattoo that is upside down due to his logic.
What?
What?
Why would the tattoo be upside down?
Because who's looking at it, him or the person?
Hold on. So here's the thing. If you're looking at it right here, right, this is the same as you looking down, correct?
Oh, that's Mr. Anchor tattoo over there is upside down.
No, so hold on. If your tape was on the way that mine was, right? Hey.
That's upside down, Saul.
I'm going to go like this.
No, Saul,
Saul, here.
That's upside down.
You brought up tattoos. You fucked this up. You ready?
Okay.
Because you just sullied your own point, right?
Okay.
If you're looking at this, right?
I am ashy.
You're looking down at it, and you're seeing it as in relation to where you're looking at it, correct?
Right.
All right. And the moment you go up for anybody else to see it,
it's not my wallet.
Hold on.
But nobody. It's not meant for anybody else to see and pay attention.
The fuck on!
You're on a podcast where you use your laptop.
Is your
literally?
I don't give a fuck about the back of my laptop. Is your bracelet upside down, Brent?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Actually, no, it's not because nobody ever seems to see it until I do this.
Ah.
But honestly, if you wanted to give that, I'd give you that argument that I probably could stand to turn these around.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, right? Is it's whatever you want to see because it's your property. Stop it!
That's my property, Saul.
Yeah, and it's upside down or it's right side up.
I hate it when
you know what?
Daddy
You were
fights.
bitching about fucking squeaking on the microphones, and here you are being a goddamn dick-ish. Throwing that shit on the table just like that. You've made me do it. Damn it, being married is the worst. I'm kidding. I want a divorce.
I heard you got a divorce, of course. No one likes a divorce, of course.
What is that from?
Parks and Rec.
Okay, I was like, that sounds way too familiar.
I love that show.
I do too, except the last half of the last season. The last season's not bad. It's just the last half of it could be better.
Well, if you were rushed to end a show, I'd kind of understand it as well.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys.
And on that segue, I mean, we could end right here if you wanted to.
That would have been the perfect ending.
Well, I'm Blaze. That's Shitty Saul.
It's Suicidal Saul. This is my MySpace XX Suicidal Saul.
That is the epitome of MySpace names for real.
It's Super Saul.
XX Suicidal Saul XX. And then would it be an underscore in between Suicidal and Saul?
No, it'd be an underscore between O and L in my name. Just for extra edginess. To make people
Shouty Saul.
Suicidals.
Shouty.
All.
Shouty Saul.
Bloodlust Brett and
Bloodlust Brett.
Butt fucking Blaze.
You're damn right.
Blaze is over here like, I wish I was butt fucking.
Give and receive, and I just like butt fucking.
I got the perfect one for me. Butt fucking Blaze.
I thought you were about to give it to
Bootylicious Brett.
Bootylicious. Oh, God.
Sodomizing Saul.
I was going to say short dick Saul.
Saul's way too proud of himself for that.
Circumcised Saul.
As far as Saul's concerned, he just made the trifecta of us fucking each other.
That's a C.
Human Centipede.
What if it was Sentientpede? Just change shit up.
Would every butt be the brain?
That's a good question.
You've got a butt.
Did I ever tell you about the Centaurpede? My favorite thing ever.
Is that what I think it is? I'm getting to the part where I'm getting sleepy. It's like when you start getting sleepy and you start getting crazy because you get sleepy.
The Adventures of Centaurpede. This is very important. This comes down to the logistics of how, if you were to try and replicate the idea of the human centipede to a centaur, how would it work? And here's the reason why.
It wouldn't, because it'd be...
There'd be a triangle.
That's what I'm saying. So hold on. Would it be sewn ass to mouth, or would it be the whole head of the previous centaur shoved into the ass of the other up until the point that the other could stand flat? Or to do it, would it require every...
Does a centaur have a human dick or a horse dick?
Oh my God, that's a good question. Tell us your thoughts.
A horse dick. It's horse legs.
So would the back centaur obviously would be on the ground?
Yeah, but it's got the pubic area of a person. Yeah, would there be a horse dick in the back? Like he lifts a hair apart and there's just like a little nub. Little baby,
hold on.
Little baby.
So
dick.
would he be able to fuck a woman if he had two dicks? Would he be able to fuck a woman and impregnate her from that dick?
How would missionary work?
How do we go from such a great episode last time to this shit show?
First of all, this is a great episode. But hold on, going back to Centaurpede, would the back centaur be the only one that could be on the ground? It would be the only one that could be on the ground. So every following centipede would have to be on taller and taller stilts, moving up for as long as he wanted to go. And it would be a Centaurpede staircase.
It would look like a stock market crash.
And as you can see on this graph, and then it's just a graph of centaurs ass to mouth.
Saul's got a scab on his knee.
Bro,
Scabby Saul.
Scabby. I saw I fucked up my knee. I really don't remember how.
So is the name of this episode going to have something to do with alliteration?
Some band wrote a song about that. Oh, Scabby Saul. Oh, Scabby Saul.
This episode's going to be called Awesome Alliteration. That's where we are.
Awesome Alliteration. Sounds like that's copyrighted.
Illiterate alliteration. What are you talking about?
That's actually... Because it sounds right, but it's obviously wrong.
Because I'm ill.
Oh, your words cut deep to my heart like alliteration.
That sound like one of Brett's singles.
Stranding is the death, and I am here. Still standing.
Yeah. We were saying that somebody should make with how ridiculous Death Stranding stuff is. Somebody should do a hotel books or spoken word style of Death Stranding,
where it's actually the plot. But
what was the? No, there was a word hook we had, like wordplay, and I can't remember what it was now.
God, I can't remember.
It's like foreplay, but you call each other mean names.
Hey, do any of y'all do that with y'all wife though? Like
you just
say mean shit with them.
Oh yeah,
you just say something mean towards them, but you don't mean it at all. You just look at them and smile.
Yeah,
just
like
to see what they react.
Annie will say something to me, and be like, "All right, cunt," and just walk away.
My mom, because she didn't know that she didn't know me and Hannah did that every now and then. So one time I was doing something, and Hannah said something to me, smart ass, and I said, "Shut up, cunt." My mom just looked at me like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Yeah, like when we get smart ass with each other, I'm sure that people on the outside, we don't do it really in public like that.
Just loud enough where the neighbors hear through the walls.
Mommy, Daddy, what's up with the neighbors? Oh, Lord. You know what? Being a kid and hearing the word cunt that strongly for the first time would have to be like an experience, right? I feel like you'd be so quick to repeat that word as a kid. Because, like, the Louis C.K. joke, but it's real. It's like the word's chocolatey and round. It's just like it's a fun word to say. Because it is. It's just a simple, fun, impactful word. But here goes. Apparently, we're not supposed to say that. I've got one of them forward-thinking wives. Who doesn't? I don't know.
Your wife can see the future?
Yes. Oh, speaking of which.
Oh, God.
This would be our closeout story, right? Other day, me and Jonathan went out to eat.
Saw Andrew. Yeah, Andrew told me.
Yeah, anyway, so on the way back, I don't know if y'all have seen on when you're on County coming up and crossing over, you're on the Walmart side of County and Arkansas Boulevard is right there. The telephone pole right there has got a sign that says Psychic and had a phone number. We were driving back and Jonathan decided to call the number, scream, "I can see the future," and immediately hang up. And the girl called back and said, "I can't." It wasn't completely illegible, and then hung up. So we thought that was the end of it. We were like, "Well, I don't know. Maybe she thought that we were really trying to call and didn't hear it or whatever." Then she texted and said, "I would really appreciate it if you wouldn't crank call me. I have a police officer right here waiting for next time. So if you do it again, be prepared to get in trouble," whatever. And then, as collectively as a car, we immediately all said at the same time, if she was a real psychic, she would have known that call was coming.
You should have texted her
and he texted her back that. Yeah. Now here's the thing. I don't know where the saga went from there because we were pulling into the house.
Have you heard from him since then?
Those signs, they're all down state line, like all the way up to Arkansas Boulevard and state line intersection. I went to CVS on Saturday to grab a couple things, and I was in there talking to Sean. There's a crazy older lady who was screaming, "Psychics are the devil, I'm a Christian," ripping those signs off the telephone poles.
Ooh.
So this.
But hold on. This brings into a weird thing, right? Depending on what kind of Christianity you believe in, there's people who believe in predetermination, where everything that's going to happen in your life is already set in stone. Then you have the people that don't quite believe in that, and they believe that you have free will, but they still believe in God. So depending on which Christian you are, technically someone who's a sidekick, all they're saying is that they have the ability to tap in.
They're a sidekick? You said sidekick.
I said sidekick, but that's fine.
That's why you said sidekick.
If I said sidekick, you'll let me know. But anyway, if that's the thing, like, wouldn't you just be tapping into God's predetermination?
You can't tap into.
Well, then you're committing a sin there.
Is that heretic?
Too deep.
Oh my God.
Too deep. We've ruined it all.
You know, I got to tell you something. We're doing Canadian accents at work. I might have already told you the story.
I've
come up with the greatest thing talking about. He says she wants to marry him, but why get the syrup why buy the maple tree when you get the syrup for free? And
God.
And that sounds so legit.
Why the fuck are y'all doing Canadian accents at work?
Because it's fun.
First of all, why is it any of your fucking business, boy?
Because you just brought it up, son.
Okay, just like for some reason Carter always wants me to do an Australian accent. These are weird things that just happen.
And you're taking away from how brilliant that could be in a sitcom, and I thought of it.
Yeah.
In my own head.
Yeah, Blaze is a fucking writer over here.
Yeah, dude.
Should we make a sitcom?
Dude, we should make a How I Met Your Mother reboot.
Yeah, and then there might actually be some
set
good in
Canada.
Dude.
How I Met Your Mother.
And then but then the friend Robin's actually from America, and they all make fun of.
Yeah, they all shit on America. But what's the American accent that they would make fun of in Canada?
Oh, I'm going to go drink some Bud Light.
All right. I think it's time to end this show. This has been a very odd episode, but that's okay. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like what we did here, like the video. If you hated it, dislike it. #dislike dickish at best. Tell us everything you fucking hated. And otherwise, if you're on podcast services and you do like it, give us a review.
Leave a comment about the proper sticker orientation.
Yes.
Correct answers only.
If you want to, go to our Twitter, which is twitter.com, and that's at Dick is Hat Best.
Dick is Hat Best.
Dick is Hat Best is the best way to find us. And you can be part of the poll.
Don't do it.
So
Talking about professionalism.
Thanks to our patrons, Dan Barber, Josh Terrell, Matthew Green, my name is Dan, Douglas Below, Sean Santarude, my boy Chad V, who I forgot to add back on here, Eric McAllister, Matt Sycamore, Funk Turkey, Shadowist, Steven Salazar, The Stonard, Travis Below, Eduardo Palomino, Stephen Swanlin, Coy Live, Philip LaGuerre, Corey Hickerson, Brian, Donovan Williams, William Digital Spooker, Derek Porter, Josh Ayers, Brandon Edwards, Sean One Neo, Tyler Powers, and Dylan Kirby. If you would like to support the show and our idiocracy, go over to patreon.com/Nartech. Thanks.